Hey everybody, welcome to a brand new episode of Bob Boom. I'm your host Bob, and if you see any ads on my channel, then YouTube put them there. My channel's not going to be monetized anyway because of how much I curse and how much I don't actually care because I have a job. This quick little rant is about something that I hold very dear to me, and that's called not caring about brand loyalty. It took a lot of work and a lot of time for me to realize that brand loyalty really doesn't mean jack shit. I still see it too much nowadays. There's still people bickering between Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo. And it's like, look, man, you can be a fan of something and still criticize it. Period. You can still like something, but that doesn't mean that it's 100% going to be the best thing ever or is the best thing ever. It has issues. Believe me, it has issues. No matter what you think, it has problems. I've seen this a lot with The Last of Us 2, right? There's some game journalist articles about how, ooh, pardon me, about how it's going to have new stealth mechanics and stuff you've never seen before. Okay, well, what are these? Well, dogs can sniff you out of cover. Okay, well, other stealth games have had dogs that do this before. I mean, they roam the area just like guards do. What's the big deal? And then another one was, if you run too much and you exert yourself, your character heavily breathes. Yeah, that's been a thing before in like a lot of games. Like, and there are people that go up to arms to defend Last of Us 2. And they're like, oh man, this is going to be amazing. I can't believe they added in all this stuff. It's like, dude, other games have added this. And you point that out to them and they want to huff and they want to puff and they want to get mad. They want to call you a hater. They want to do all this other BS. And it's like, come on, man, get real. Come back down to earth. Like, get your head out of the clouds, man. It's really not that big of a deal. The huffing and puffing, a dog sniffing you out, really? All of this stuff has been done before. That's why this whole brand loyalty stuff is stupid. It makes you look stupid because people who have seen greener pastures or maybe even seen the forest for the trees, as it's said, they know better. Other people know better. Now, if they were to outright just call what you like or what you love just outright dumb, or I don't like it, and they can't really give an actual valid reason for it without any kind of level-headed discussion, then yeah, sure, whatever, call them a hater. Who cares? Right? I mean, it's the internet. What the fuck are you going to do on the internet? You're going to see tons of cursing and stupid flame wars and everything. That's what you come to expect now. But when you're actually trying to say, hey, look, man, it's not that big of a deal. For instance, PlayStation. PlayStation, when it first came out, compared to the Xbox One, it had slightly better hardware stats in it. Slightly better. Now, the PS4 Pro nowadays might be slightly better than the Xbox. I don't know. I haven't looked at hardware in a while. I'm rocking a fucking 2080 Ti computer build. Do you think I have time? My PS4 collects dust. I don't give a shit. But I digress, right? So, like, these people would argue, and this is way back, like, when I still worked for GameStop. People would argue all the time in the store, Xbox got better graphics. Nah, man, that PlayStation got the better graphics, man. Plus, you ain't gotta pay for online. Like, okay, I guess the paying for online is a better thing, but do you guys really know what you're talking about when it comes to graphics? Like, do you guys understand any of the hardware? Do you even know what a teraflop is? Do you really understand what, like, the frequency for the RAM is doing? Like, do you understand any of this stuff? Do you even know what type of hard drive is in there? Do you want to know? No? Okay. You have a good one. One of the great things about PC, and you're gonna flame war me for this too, because this whole other thing is a whole nother argument. PC doesn't really have brand loyalty, right? Sure, you have those big name pre-built brands where people could swear up and down, I bought a pre-built and it's the best thing ever, and blah 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 blah. I bought an Alienware or an XPS and blah blah. It's the best thing ever. Well, of course, dude. You just paid double pretty much what you could have done just for building it yourself. So you're already going to have a little bit of buyer's leniency towards it being awesome because you want to justify your purchase. You know, you want to say, well, I bought it and it's working out just fine and it's awesome. Okay, you do that. Yeah, it's all yours. You're a big boy. It's all yours. But for the people who put it together themselves, who never really, I guess, really argued too much about what the brand of the computer is, instead decided to nitpick at what parts they wanted, they're better off for it. And like, hey man, I have a badass computer that has this, 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 and this in it. And guess what happens? Another dude who might even have a completely separate type of build would be like, oh, my computer's pretty badass too. I can do this, 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 and this. Though all of a sudden, you might have those assholes that want to debate AMD, Intel, NVIDIA, you know, stuff like this. That's rare. That really barely ever happens, other than shit posting forums and online. In person, I've seen it happen many times. People actually talk stats and what they're able to do. They even delve into which one possibly has slightly better driver support or any problems that they might be having. Like, it's really weird. Like, it's kind of like, imagine two people, each one bought a car, right? One car is a different brand, another car is another brand, and they're constantly bickering back and forth over which car is better. You obviously don't want to be one of those people, but let's just say you had the money and you had the know-how and you had the resources and you built yourself your own car out of a whole bunch of these other parts. And all of a sudden someone else comes along and they're like, hey man, I built my own car too. How's your car working out? And they're like, oh, well, my car is working out like this, but I wish I could have did it like this. But then also I plan on upgrading this later and stuff like that. And you're like, no way, man, because I did that. And dude, it's working out great. It's fantastic. So you have this disconnect between people that know what they're talking about and fanboyism. And fanboyism leads nowhere. It makes you look like an idiot. You don't know what you bought. You're simply latched onto it because you've been sticking to it, and that's what you want. Like, fine, you know, you bought a PlayStation, that's fine. Hey, you bought an Xbox instead, that's fine too, whatever. But when you start going into this whole starting to shitpost with other people, simply just saying like their system's trash, their game library is trash, without any actual like built up evidence on it, then what is the point, man? Like you're wasting your breath, you're wasting your energy. Don't be one of those people. If you're listening to this right now, if you're one of the three, that's right, one of the three people listening to this right now, please don't be one of those people. Don't be one of those people that go online just to flame war, just to flame war. Not unless they're already flame warring and you're excessively bored. Not unless you're really, really, really wanting to waste time. But I digress, right? Flame wars haven't gotten anything accomplished. Brand loyalty has never gotten anything accomplished. It's stupid, right? So if I were to come to you and I were to say, I like A, but I like the way B did it better, don't start yelling at me that A is the best thing ever. I just don't know what I'm talking about. You obviously have no idea what you're looking for in A, or maybe your expectations for A were just too much. Who fucking knows? It's also tiresome, man. You would think after, Jesus, how old am I now? You would think after 2 decades, and that's not including how much extra older I am, you would think after 2 decades of constantly seeing this back and forth shit, people would learn, and it just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. On the internet, like I said, who cares? But like in person, I still see bickering nonstop. Why? Fucking why? Oh, by the way, the Xbox One doesn't really have that great of a library. I mean, we really have to sort that out. Microsoft did somewhat have a representable presentation at E3. Like it's like, all right, yeah, cool, man. Y'all showed off some Cyberpunk and stuff, but that's gonna be on every console. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing that there's nothing that wants me to hold on to that, right? Like if they would have shown like some new Halo footage or talked more about Halo or something, but they didn't. I don't know what was going on with them. And then Sony skipped out. Nintendo actually didn't look too bad from E3 this year based on all the actual games that they were showing off. Um, yeah. New Legend of Zelda, etc., etc. I think the Switch is a terrible system, by the way. I've said this in, I think, my videos before. The Switch is an absolute terrible system. Any handheld system that you kind of need to like carry around charger and extra accessories for is not good to me. Like portability, extra battery, that's numero uno before performance, because you have to realize portability is just that, right? Um, the Switch, when people are like, oh man, it lasts like 4 hours, like full on playing, it's like, dude, you really want me to carry around chargers and everything for that, and then also carry around a charger for my phone and stuff, and the Joy Cons. Oh boy, don't get me started on the Joy Cons. Don't get me started on that crap. Each of those has an individual battery, so that means that by using them, they're recharging off the base battery. So if you were portable and for some reason you had to disconnect your Joy-Cons to play, that would mean that in order to recharge the Joy-Cons, they would have to charge off the main battery, which is taking up even more energy from the main battery than already playing the games is. So now you're charging two separate tiny controllers to play a game from a console that has its own battery. You're like, it's just constantly draining energy from itself. You could do better. And the Switch Lite, we'll have to wait and see. But honestly, as of right now, I'm probably just gonna emulate one or two games from it, because there's not really a whole lot on the Switch I'm looking forward to either. Hey, Animal Crossing though.